My beloved child, before you scroll away, before the noise of the world steals your attention again, stop for this moment and listen carefully, because what I am about to place in your heart tonight is not ordinary. This message did not reach you by accident, and these words were not placed before your eyes without purpose. I have been watching over you through every silent battle, every hidden tear, every restless night when you smiled before people but felt empty inside. And even when you believed nobody understood the weight pressing against your spirit, I understood it fully. I saw every moment you almost gave up, every prayer you whispered while fighting exhaustion, every time you asked me if I was still near. And today I need you to hear this clearly. I never left you for even 1 second, not in your confusion, not in your pain, not in the long waiting season that made you wonder if your breakthrough would ever come, because while you were struggling to understand what was happening around you, I was quietly preparing something bigger than you can imagine, and now the season before you is beginning to change in ways you did not expect, because something powerful is already moving beneath the surface of your life, something the world cannot yet see, but your spirit has already started to feel it. There is a shift beginning around you, and soon the things that once felt stable will no longer feel the same. The routines you trusted, the people you leaned on, places that once brought comfort, many of them will begin to change, and some of these changes will happen so suddenly that people around you will panic, trying to understand what is happening. But I do not want your heart to be controlled by fear when these moments arrive, because I am warning you now so you can stand firm while others are losing peace. I am speaking before the storm, so you can recognize my voice when the wind becomes loud. And my child, you must understand this carefully. What is coming will not come to destroy you. It will come to reveal who truly trusts me, because hidden things will begin to rise into the light, secrets will be exposed, masks will begin to fall, and many people who once looked strong will suddenly feel weak when the shaking begins. But those who stay close to me will discover a peace the world cannot explain, and that peace will carry them safely through every uncertain moment ahead, because I have already prepared a path for those who refuse to. Let go of my hand and listen closely now, because this next season will require deeper trust than ever before. You cannot walk through what is coming while holding on to fear and doubt at the same time. You will need to release the heavy thoughts that keep pulling your mind backward, because I am leading you somewhere new, and where I am taking you cannot be entered with the same mindset that kept you trapped in the old season. I know there are moments when you feel tired of waiting, tired of hoping, tired of believing for things that still have not happened, but what you call delay was never abandonment, it was preparation, because every painful season you survived was building strength inside your spirit. Every closed door was protecting you from paths that would have broken you. Every battle you thought was pointless was teaching you how to stand when pressure comes, and soon you will realize that nothing you suffered was wasted, because the strength you built in private is about to become the very thing that keeps you standing when the world around you starts trembling. Something unexpected is approaching your life now, and although at first it may not make sense, later you will understand why I allowed every step to happen exactly the way it did, because I am arranging pieces you cannot yet see. I am moving people out of your path while bringing others closer for a reason, and there are conversations, opportunities, and moments already prepared ahead of you that will change the direction of your future completely. But before those doors open, I need your attention focused on me more than ever before, because distraction will become one of the greatest traps in this season. Many voices will rise claiming they know the answer. Many people will speak from fear instead of truth, and if your heart becomes too attached to the noise around you, you may miss the quiet instructions I am placing inside your spirit. This is why you must guard your time with me carefully, because the closer you stay to my presence, the clearer my direction will become when confusion spreads across the world. And remember this deeply, my child. I did not choose you because you were already strong. I chose you because you were willing to keep seeking me, even while feeling weak, and that is why I will continue strengthening you in ways you do not yet understand. There will be moments ahead where you will feel pressure trying to force fear into your heart, but every time fear rises, I want you to remember how many times I already carried you through impossible situations before. Remember the doors I opened when it looked too late. Remember the times you thought you would collapse, but somehow still survived. That was not luck. That was my hand holding you together when you could not hold yourself together anymore. And the same hand that protected you then is still protecting you now. Even if your eyes cannot yet see everything I am doing behind the scenes, what I am about to reveal in your life will not happen all at once. It will come in waves. Some moments will feel gentle, while others will feel intense enough to shake your entire perspective. But every wave will have a purpose. Some will remove distractions that kept you spiritually asleep. Others will break chains that have followed your family for years. And some will expose truths hidden beneath appearances, because the world has been building on unstable foundations for too long, and soon many things people trusted blindly will begin to collapse before their eyes. But while others are searching desperately for stability, I want you rooted in me so deeply that nothing around you can move your spirit away from peace. Something is about to happen that will make many people stop and question everything they believed was secure. And when that moment comes, the difference between those who truly trust me and those who only spoke about faith will become visible, my child. I know you have felt a strange stirring inside lately, moments where your heart suddenly became restless without explanation, moments where you felt the need to pray more deeply or separate yourself from certain people and habits. That stirring is not random. It is me preparing your spirit for what is ahead, because the season of casual faith is ending, and the days ahead will require spiritual alertness like never before. Many people will continue living distracted until the shaking finally reaches their lives. I am waking you up early because I love you too much to leave you unprepared, and if you listen carefully now, what comes later will not catch you off guard. Instead, it will confirm everything I have already been whispering into your spirit during these quiet moments. You must understand something important now. Not everyone around you will understand the changes happening inside you. Some people will think you are becoming distant, when really you are becoming focused. Some will not understand. Why do you suddenly feel uncomfortable around certain conversations or environments that once felt normal? But what you are sensing is real, because I am separating you from things that cannot follow you into your next season. And although letting go may hurt at first, you will later realize that every separation was protecting your future. Because there are people who carry confusion, fear, jealousy, and spiritual heaviness, and if you stay connected too tightly to those influences, they will slowly weaken the peace I am building within you. This is why you must trust me. Even when I ask you to release what feels familiar, there will also be moments when blessings appear in unexpected forms. And I need you to remain open enough to recognize them, because not every miracle will arrive wrapped the way you imagined. Some answers will first look like endings before they become beginnings. Some breakthroughs will arrive disguised as uncomfortable change, and some doors will close only because I am redirecting you towards something far greater than what you were trying to hold on to. This is why you must stop measuring my plans by temporary emotions, because your feelings can only see the moment, while I can already see the full future ahead of you, and I promise you now that every step I allow has purpose attached to it. Even the painful ones, the world around you will become louder in the coming days. Fear will spread quickly through conversations, through headlines, people searching desperately for control, and many will react emotionally without seeking wisdom first. But I am calling you to move differently. I want you to become steady while others become unstable, calm while others panic, and full of discernment while confusion spreads around you, because your peace in difficult moments will become a testimony that points others back toward me. People will notice something different about the way you carry yourself during chaos, and some will quietly Wonder how you remain strong while everything around them feels uncertain, and when that moment comes, your life itself will speak louder than any sermon ever could. I also need you to prepare your heart, because there will be tests ahead that reveal what truly matters to you. Some opportunities will tempt you to compromise your values for temporary comfort. Some relationships will pressure you to silence truth in order to avoid conflict. And there will be moments where standing for what is right may feel lonely, but do not be afraid of standing apart from the crowd, because I did not create you to follow lost people into darkness. I created you to carry light into places where fear has taken control, and every time you choose truth instead of compromise, your spirit becomes stronger than before. You are about to enter a season where spiritual clarity will matter more than human approval, because many voices will rise pretending to offer peace while secretly leading people deeper into confusion, and only those who stay close to my presence will recognize the difference between truth and deception, my beloved child. There will soon come moments where you suddenly realize why certain prayers took so long to be answered, because timing matters more than you understand right now. If I had given you some things earlier, they would have become distractions instead of blessings, but now your heart is changing, your priorities are shifting, and you are beginning to seek deeper things than temporary satisfaction. This is why doors that remained locked before are slowly beginning to move, because I am bringing you into alignment with the season I prepared for you long ago, and once those doors open, nobody will be able to close what I have chosen to release into your life. Do not underestimate the power of the quiet moments you spend with me now, because those hidden moments are strengthening you more than public victories ever could. Every prayer whispered in loneliness, time you worship while feeling weak, every moment you choose faith while surrounded by uncertainty, all of it is building spiritual roots that will keep you standing later. And while other people depend completely on visible circumstances to feel secure, you are learning how to remain steady even before the breakthrough appears. And that kind of faith carries power beyond what you can currently imagine. There are also people I am preparing you to help in the future, individuals whose lives will change because of conversations you have not even had yet, and although you may feel unqualified at times, I am not asking you to carry them through your own strength. I simply need you available and willing to listen when I guide you, because some of the most powerful moments ahead will happen through simple acts of obedience. A message sent at the right time, a prayer spoken when someone is ready to give up, a word of encouragement that arrives exactly when another soul feels forgotten. Never underestimate how powerfully I can move through a willing heart. And yes, my child, there will also be moments of loss during this season. But listen carefully before fear enters your mind, because not every loss is punishment. Some losses are rescue, some endings are protection, and some removals are necessary to create space for greater things I am bringing into your life. You may cry over certain closed doors now, only to later thank me for not allowing them to remain open, because I can see what lies beyond every decision while you can only see what stands directly in front of you. This is why trust becomes so important in the days ahead, because understanding will not always come immediately, but peace will come when you choose to believe that my plans are still good even while things feel uncertain. There are hidden blessings already moving toward you right now, blessings connected to prayers you thought were forgotten, and when they finally arrive, you will realize that heaven was never silent. It was simply preparing the right moment for everything to unfold together, my child. Listen carefully now, because what is ahead will require courage. There will be days when the pressure around you feels intense, when the world seems filled with fear, division, and uncertainty. But I need you to remember who walks beside you through every season, because you are not entering the future alone. I will go before you into every battle, every difficult conversation, every unexpected transition, and every moment where your heart feels overwhelmed. And even when you cannot hear my voice clearly, my hand will still be guiding your steps, protecting you from dangers you never even knew existed. You are about to notice changes, not only in the world but inside yourself. Your desires will begin shifting, your patience will grow deeper, your discernment sharper, and your hunger for truth stronger than before, because I am transforming you quietly from the inside out, and the version of you that enters this next season will not think the same way as the person who survived the last one. The pain you endured was shaping wisdom within you, the waiting was teaching endurance, and the battles were training your spirit to remain standing when pressure increases around you. So stop believing the lie that your suffering had no purpose, because I was using every moment to prepare you for the calling unfolding ahead in the days to come. You will also begin seeing connections you once missed, moments from your past suddenly making sense in ways they never did before, conversations you thought were random revealing hidden meaning, delays that once frustrated you proving to be protection, and through it all, you will start realizing how carefully I have been guiding your life even during seasons when you thought I was silent, because my silence was never absence. It was preparation taking place beyond what your eyes could understand at the time. There will also be moments where your faith is tested directly, situations where fear tries to convince you that nothing will change. But when those moments arrive, I want you to speak life instead of defeat, because the enemy wants your agreement with hopelessness. But I am calling you into agreement with my promises instead, and every time you choose trust over panic, light over darkness, hope over despair, you weaken the power fear tries to hold over your mind. This is why guarding your thoughts matters deeply in this season, because what you repeatedly believe will shape how you walk through the storms ahead. Do not become consumed by the chaos around you, because many things happening in the world will try to steal your focus completely, and distraction is one of the enemy's strongest weapons. If he cannot destroy your faith openly, he will attempt to exhaust your spirit slowly through endless noise, anxiety, comparison, and confusion. But I am calling you into stillness again, because clarity grows in quiet places. Wisdom becomes stronger when you remain close to my presence, and peace flows most powerfully into hearts willing to slow down and listen and remember this carefully, my beloved. You were not created to live controlled by fear of tomorrow. You were created to walk by faith, even when tomorrow feels uncertain, because I already stand in the future you are worried about. I have already seen every challenge before it arrives, and I have already prepared grace for moments you have not even reached yet. So stop carrying tomorrow's weight as though you must survive it through your own strength alone, because I never asked you to carry life without me. I only asked you to keep walking beside me one step at a time. Very soon something unexpected will happen that confirms everything your spirit has been sensing lately, and when it does, you will finally understand why I kept telling you to prepare your heart before the shaking began. The final part of this journey is now before you, and I need you to hear every word with your heart open, because the days ahead will reveal truths that many never expected to see. There will be moments when the world around you feels uncertain and unstable, but I do not want your spirit to become trapped by fear, because I have already gone before you and prepared a way through every storm that rises ahead. Even now, while people chase temporary answers and search desperately for security in things that cannot last, I am calling you to stand differently, to remain rooted in truth while everything around you begins to shake. And soon you will understand why I allowed every season of waiting, every painful lesson, and every hidden battle to shape you the way it did, because none of it was wasted. Every moment was building the strength you would need for this very hour. There will come a moment when you suddenly realize that the doors once closed before you were never punishment. They were protection, because had those paths opened earlier, they would have distracted you from the purpose I prepared for your life. And now the timing is changing. What once felt delayed is beginning to move. Opportunities will appear unexpectedly. Connections will form at the perfect moment. And answers to prayers you cried over long ago will begin arriving in ways you never imagined possible. But do not allow blessings to pull your attention away from me, because the greatest gift I have given you is not success or comfort, it is my presence walking beside you through every season, and if you remain close to me, no storm will have power to destroy the peace I have placed inside your spirit. You will also notice a separation happening around you. Some people who once walked closely beside you may slowly disappear from your path, while others you never expected will suddenly become important parts of your life. Do not fear these changes, because I am aligning your future carefully. Some relationships cannot continue into the next chapter because they were tied only to the old version of you. And where I am leading you now requires people who strengthen your faith instead of weakening it. People who speak life instead of confusion. People who help you hear my voice more clearly instead of pulling you away from truth. And although letting go may hurt for a moment, the peace that follows obedience will always be greater than the comfort of holding on to what no longer belongs in. Your future there will also be moments where your faith becomes a light for others without you even realizing it. Because people are watching how you respond during difficult times. They notice the peace you carry when chaos spreads. They notice the hope you hold on to when fear fills the world around them. And many who never listened before will quietly begin searching for answers because they see something different in you. This is why I asked you to stay close to me through every painful season, because your story was never only about you, your survival, your healing, your growth. All of it became part of a testimony that would later guide other hearts back toward hope when darkness tried to surround them, my child. There will still be challenges ahead, moments where the pressure feels heavy and the path uncertain, but I need you to remember something important now. You are no longer the same person who entered the last storm. You have grown stronger, wiser, and more aware of my presence than before, and the battles that once nearly destroyed you will now become reminders of how faithfully I carried you through every impossible situation. When fear whispers that you are weak, remember how many times you already survived what once seemed unbearable. When doubt tries to return, remember every door I already opened for you before. And when confusion rises around you, return again to the quiet place where my voice speaks peace over your spirit. The shaking that is coming will not last forever, and after the storm passes, many people will look back realizing that everything temporary eventually fell away. But those who remained rooted in truth will still be standing strong, and you, my child, will stand among them, because you chose to trust me before understanding everything completely. You chose faith even while questions remained unanswered, and because of that your future will not be built on fear. It will be built on the unshakable foundation of my promises. The tears you cried in secret were never ignored, the prayers you whispered in exhaustion were never forgotten, and the waiting that almost broke your heart was preparing blessings greater than you could see at the time. Now the season before you is changing, and although the world may continue trembling around you, your spirit will no longer live in panic, because you know who holds tomorrow in his hands. You will walk forward with peace instead of fear, wisdom instead of confusion, and confidence instead of despair, because I will remain beside you through every moment still ahead. And one day you will look back on this season realizing that the storm you feared so deeply became the very thing that pushed you closer to your destiny, stronger in faith, clearer in purpose, and more aware of my love than ever before. So lift your head now, my beloved child. Keep your heart steady, hold tightly to hope, and remember always that no matter what changes around you, my hand will never let you go, because you are mine, and I will carry you safely through it all till the very end.